Greetings everyone, I am Thomas the Retro Nerd, reviewing the games good or bad. And well, it's that time of the year again, Christmas time. And what better way to celebrate is to take a look at a video game based off of a movie that, in my opinion, can bring the family together. And that, of course, is Jaws the Revenge. No, it's not. Because it's not a Christmas movie. Wake the fuck up, Internet! No, of course, today's subject is Goonies. Sure, it's not also a Christmas movie, but fuck it, it's one of my favorite movies and I want to talk about it right now.
Released in 1985, it's about a group of kids who found a map to a secret treasure of One-Eyed Willie, and they have to scour through the caves to find his ship while avoiding the Fratellis. The movie was directed by Richard Donner, the same guy who brought The Man of Steel on the big screen back in 1978. It did make me believe that a man could fly. The story was done by Steven Spielberg, again, my favorite director, and the film has a great list of future actors. First, there's Sean Astin, who got famous for Rudy and voiced Raphael in Ninja Turtles. The already famous Corey Feldman, who would later on do Lost Boys. K. Huey Kwan, who you remember as Short Round from Temple of Doom.
Okie dokie, Dr. Jones, hold on to your potato!
God, his voice is annoying. And of course, Thanos and Young K himself, Josh Brolin.
So, before Josh Brolin played Thanos in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we have him as a jockey teenager in this movie. Hey, you gotta start somewhere. Nevertheless, I had a lot of fun with this movie and I highly recommend it. Well, with the growing popularity of the movie, the Japanese market decided that it'll be a great idea to make a video game based off of the movie.
This is where we get to Goonies on the Famicom, developed by Konami of all people. Now, how come a physical copy is released to the Japanese market? We Americans only managed to play it in the arcades, or in a Play Choice 10 if you ever had one. But my guess is that the home consuming market is not ready for movie licensed games, and I think I know why. Now, I don't have a Famicom, but I do have something that can help me out. Here we have the Game Converter. This will help me out play Famicom games on my NES. The reason I'm doing this is because I like to be more authentic with my reviews. So let's pop this in and see what we got. The title screen looks good so far, but what does the game have to offer? No way! They chip-tuned Cyndi Lauper's Goonies are good enough?
Hey, what can I say? I'm a Cyndi Lauper fan.
This rendition was composed by Tomoyuki Uchida. Good on you! Okay, let's talk about Famicom Goonies. You control this kid, I'm assuming that's supposed to be Mikey, that's Sean Astin from the movie. Your goal is to find 3 keys, your Goonie friend, and reach the final gate before time runs out. To find these keys and your friends, you have to blow up these safes with bombs. In order to get the bombs, you have to defeat some mice around the levels. Sadly, you can only carry 1 bomb with you at a time, unless you find a backpack in the game, you can carry more than 1 bomb. I'll get to that in a second. Another thing, look at these bombs. Look at these fucking bombs! These are the kind of bombs you will find in a cartoon. All that is missing is a giant bee planet on the front. Like I said, you use the bombs to blow up these safes with a skull on them. The best part about this game is that the objects in the safes are not in the same places when you reset the game. This increases replay values and I really like it. Fair warning, try to get away from the explosion because it's insta-kill. You can either find a key, one of the Goonies, a potion to heal your life, or a slingshot for long-range attacks. Yeah, throughout the game you have this kick attack, which does seem a bit puny. If you find the slingshot, that'll help you get rid of pests without taking damage. Be careful, you only have a limited amount of shots to use. Well, I'm assuming Mikey is throwing pebbles to make sure Joe Pantoliano doesn't kill him. Since I mentioned that you can find a backpack, you can find Data's gadgets that are hidden throughout the game, and each one protects you from oncoming hazards in the levels. The game follows key scenes from the movie. You start off at the Fratelli's restaurant, traveling through cave tunnels, which one of them has full of pipes like in the movie, navigating underwater caves, and by finding all your Goonie friends, you'll gain access to One-Eyed Willie's ship. Well, if you don't find all your Goonies friends, it's back to the beginning of the game for you. While traveling, you have to avoid mice, foxes, skeletons, bats, vampires, fish, and octopi. Since this game is in style for arcades and whatnot, you only have 3 lives to start with. Lose them all and it's game over. If you play this on the Play Choice 10, again, this is how we Americans played the game in the first place, You will learn there is a continue code. Hold A and press start. That sounds familiar. Oh, wait! After searching through One-Eye Willie's ship for his treasure and your last Goonie friend, which I assume to be either Andy or Steph, you get the ending cutscene where the Goonies, including Sloth, are at the beach watching One-Eye Willie's ship set sail. I know it's a major spoiler if you didn't see the movie, but that's for people who has no good taste. Overall, I like this game. Yeah, this game is very short, and it took me 25 minutes to beat it, but it feels like Konami studied the movie and made it work as a video game. This is a year before movie license games get the reputation that it deserves. For what we got, the game is fine for what it is. If you like the movie, you should play this game. It's so worth it.
You know, there are 3 ways to actually get this game. The first one is what I did. Get the Famicom cartridge with the game converter and play it that way. The second one is very simple. Just emulate the game, that way you can save a few bucks. Lastly, if you're really on a flea market madness and you really want to get a copy for your collection, get a reproduction cart. Yeah, I do have a reproduction cartridge in my collection, but there is a reason why I use the Famicom version instead of the reproduction version. It can't be played. Never. It's because I got this autograph by Mikey himself, Sean Astin. He's a nice guy in real life. Unfortunately, we're not done here.
No doubt about it, this game became a success, and Konami got the okay to make a sequel for some reason. Now, how can you make a sequel to a game based off of another one of my favorite 80s movies? Well, they managed to do it with Goonies II, released on the NES. Unlike the first game, which is only released in the Japanese market, this game was released internationally.
Yeah, this one confused fans back in 1987.
Since I heard about this game, how can a game developer make a sequel to a movie? I have no clue, but I'm gonna review it anyway. By popping in the cartridge, we get our story. Turns out the Fratellis had escaped from prison and wanted to get their revenge on the Goonies, so they ended up capturing their friend Annie. While playing through the game, you'll find out that Annie is actually a mermaid. Whoa, mama!
Notice that you kept her topless in this game. Good on you, Konami. Alright, let's get serious about this.
Oh, come on, Lee Faithful. What is this? Everything realistic about this game? Gone! Sure, you can say that Sloth looks supernatural, but it's more natural if you think about it. People are born deformed, and that's what I believe it could happen. But a mermaid? Really? That's fairy tale bullshit! Well, either way, this game is a confusing mess. If you think Metroid is too confusing, wait until you play this. Not even the game map can help me out. This game also has a share of first-person segments when you enter doors. Not a fan of these segments because this is where the confusion continues. It bounces you between both sides of the map and nothing comes clear. You'll find keys to open safes for some clues and to save some of your Goonies friends. Yeah, they're captured again. The only thing positive I can say is the music. Once again, the soundtrack knocks it right out of the park. I'm sorry, I don't even have the courtesy to try to complete this game. There might be a group of people who like this game, but sorry guys, I just don't. This game feels like more of a blatant cash grab to add more success to what it is a good movie.
So in other words, if you think I'm a moron for saying this, you should get your ears checked because Konami just did this to make money off of a sequel that doesn't even exist at all. Either way, I recommend Goonies on the Famicom, and if you are curious, you should check out Goonies 2, just in case if you're a fan of the movie. Yeah, I know that there was a lack of content this year, and I deeply apologize for that, and for what I've done, I also apologize for that as well. I just hope that next year will be better than this year. So, what should I do next? That's odd. Got a game right here. What the fuck?